Well, good morning guys, Wandering Beast here. Let's make sure we're in focus here, see my beautiful face. And as the title says, I've got a review on a 30 amp power supply. Now this is from Ardroit. This is a lithium profile. They've got a bunch of different smart settings that take you through kind of that bulk charge, kind of drops off a little bit from that 14.6, and then kind of maintenance mode, and then of course it floats. And that's kind of what you want. You don't want just 14.6 throwing straight into your battery system. Now previously I've done a video on the Victron. Now the Victron is great, however I usually use it with the app and I wanted something that I could just kind of permanently mount. So of course this has mounting tabs on it. I was going to screw this to the base. The cabling on this thing is massive. Very happy about the cabling. You'll see as I talk, I'll put in some video here about what that looks like using just the battery clamps onto the Anderson connection. Super sturdy, very happy with it. In fact, so happy with it, I'm kind of thinking about picking up their 50 amp version of it. When I was down to absolutely zero, I've got roughly just shy of 600 amp hours worth of lithium profile in my bus. And when I was at zero, it took about a solid 12 plus hours at 30 amps to make sure everything was topped up and ready to go. I would like to increase that a little bit. So that's the reason this is not in the bus currently, is because I pulled this out now and I'm thinking about ordering their 50 amp version. I'll try to put some links down below. These guys did contact me. They did send this to me. I've been very happy with it. I've actually had it almost a year. There's been times, especially in the winter, where I've wanted to have some way of plugging in the bus if I need to. I almost 99% of the time roll autonomously, and I rely heavily on either my solar panel through my solar controller to charge my batteries, and if I'm driving from location to location with the DC to DC charger on that Renogy that I've got, I rely on that heavily to recharge whatever I just used the night before. The induction cooktop, the heater. I just came back from Eastern Oregon from a 10-day class. So for a week and a half, I lived out of the bus with my puppy dog, ran the diesel heater almost 24 hours. I think I came out at like noon to turn it off. When it was warm enough, we used an electric blanket at night. I use induction cooking. I use all that sort of stuff. And by the next day, especially in this urban setting where I'm just kind of urban parking, stealth camping, if you will, and getting to class at 7 a.m., I wasn't doing a lot of driving. So worst case scenario, I wanted to be able to have a way of maintaining my batteries. Now, luckily, for everything that I used, for everything that I cooked, after that 10 days, my batteries were only down about half. I was able to get some solar. It didn't snow the entire time. So when the sun came out, things melted off and I was able to get solar. But of course, in wintertime, that's not always possible. You can have the best solar setup in the world and you're going to be crawling up on your roof, pushing all that snow off every other hour in the winter if you're doing snowy time adventures, which we do a lot of. So I wanted a way that I could mount a permanent plug-in AC charger for my battery bank, and this has been phenomenal. I'm super happy with the quality of the cables, the thickness of the gauge. If you compare that with other products I've been reviewing, even the Lens Sun, you look at that sort of smaller, maybe 10 gauge, Chinese 10 gauge wiring into the Anderson connection. It makes you wonder how many amps you can push through that. Now the 30 amp I've been really happy with. I'm able to run it even off a generator. I did some testing on that with a 2000 watt Predator from Harbor Freight. And I don't know if my 2000 Predator will be able to handle the 50 amp output. I'm also considering looking into maybe swapping over into an inverter charger, which would be taking my Renogy 2000 watt inverter and getting maybe a 3000 watt that has a built-in charger controller built into it. That would simplify things. That would make a little more room down in my cabinet. As where this was parked, I'm thinking about adding another battery bank, and that would give me, roughly 270 times 3. Not quite. What is that? Math. I'll put it up here. It's too early, guys. I need to have my coffee first. I guess not quite 900, 800 some change of battery power. And that really only just comes from that quick lesson that I just learned. 10 days of almost no solar, and I was still at half battery capacity, running my heater almost full time, doing all my cooking. I would like to extend that out a little bit further. And so that's kind of my consideration is when you get the power, if you drive, you can sit there and be parked for a full week in the winter. And then when you start driving, maybe bulk up a higher amp DC to DC as well in the future. Maybe, you know, like an Orion 50 amp from Victron, something similar to that. Something I know I can really push a lot of power into it. So thanks for watching, guys. Wandering Beast signing off. Ardroit, I'll put links down below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you down the road.
Thanks for all the love and support. You guys are amazing. Please like, share, and subscribe. Follow the adventure on social media, and we'll see you on the road.